Okay, here we go. So what we decided is that for these problems, 4 plus 5 equals 5 plus 4, that's going to be the same. But what happens if I change that 4 plus 5 to like 40 plus 50?
40 plus 50 equals 90.
Would that be the same as 50 plus 40?
Yes.
Well, what happens if I made it 400 plus 50 and 50 plus 400? Would that work?
Yeah.
I can still switch the order? What about if I said star plus smiley face? Will that equal smiley face plus star?
Yeah, it's gonna be the same.
Yeah? But you don't know what smiley face and star are.
Yeah, but it's plus.
So it's still going to work even though you don't know what the values are?
Yeah, it's like 5 please.
Oh, huh, what?
Oh, no,
So wait,
no.
so even though you don't know what star and smiley face are, you're saying that you're allowed to switch the order and it's going to be equal?
No.
Will
Well,
that
they're
always?
gonna be equal because it is the same. It's the same smiley face and same question.
Oh, will that always work?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wait. It didn't work over here. I switched the order this time, and that we said was false.
Because it was negative. Because if you put 2 minus 6, it's negative. 6
Oh.
minus 2 goes before positive.
So it doesn't work for minus, it only works
Or plus.
for plus. What about times? If I said 4 times 5, does that equal 5 times 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Fine.
That'll work. What about if I said 14 times 5 and 5 times 14? Would that work?
Yes.
Yeah, so it looks like it works for multiplication.
Use.
What about if I did division? 8 divided by 2. Is that the same as 2 divided by 8?
Oh.
What's 8 divided by 2?
4.
4. 8 divided by 2 is 4. What about 2 divided by 8?
4.
Negative
4?
Negative 4.
Negative 4? Is that what the calculator says? Negative 4? What's the calculator say?
Fraction 1.
Okay, 4.
What's the calculator say 2 divided by 8 is?
1 is 3 plus 0.
Oh. Are those the same?
No.
No. So does it work for division?
No.
No, it only works for
Plus.
plus and multiplication. Okay. That's not too bad. It's a little rule. We can handle that. Right? What about some of these other ones? Up here I saw that 3 plus 7 plus 1 ended up being the same as when I changed the parentheses there. So what if I did like what if I changed it and I said 30 plus 7 plus 1 and I said 30 plus 7
Plus 1.
plus 1. Do you think that would still be the same?
Yes.
Yeah?
Plus 7 plus 1 is 8. Plus 30 equals 38. And 30 plus 7 equals 37. Plus 1 is 38.
So you get, either way it works out. What happens if I change this to like star and I change that to star? Would it still work?
Yeah.
But you don't know what star is. Now, did I change the order this time? Like here I had 4 plus 5 and I switched the order to get 5 plus 4 and it was the same. But did I change the order this time? Star 7 1. Star 7 1. Did I change the order? I didn't change the order.
Gonna be the same.
I just changed the parentheses and that was okay. Okay. Well, what about this one? 9 times 1 equals 9. What if I said 90 times 1? Would that equal 90?
Yes.
What if I said 190 times 1? Would that equal 190?
Yeah.
What if I said Booyashaka times 1? Would that equal Booyashaka?
Yeah.
Sure. Anything times 1 is the same thing. So, let's think about it. Whether or not you realize it, you just learned some of the properties of math. All a property is a rule. Okay, it's like when you play soccer. The ball goes out of bounds on the sideline. What's the rule say? What do you do next? What happens when the ball goes out of bounds on the sideline?
Pick up the ball and throw it.
You gotta do a throw-in, right? The rule says if the ball goes out of bounds, you have to throw it in. Math rules say if you switch the order when you're adding, it's the same. They're just different rules. So look at your sheet that you guys have. Can anyone use your psychic powers and tell me what we're going to learn today?
Popular properties.
Talking about properties of the number system. Remember that the agenda is always posted over here. Now, I messed up. I didn't get it up on the objective board. But today, we're going to learn how to identify properties of the number system. So, we have a couple words here that we got to learn. Now I'm going to do this so you don't get scared by all of them at once. Popular properties of the real number system. All right, properties just means rules. Numbers, you guys know what numbers are. The real number system is just fancy talk for math for right now. Just think about it as popular math properties. First property is real easy. First property says if I am adding two numbers or multiplying two numbers, I'm allowed to switch the order. And the name of that property is the commutative property. Say that with me. Commutative. Say it. Commutative. You got to practice this stuff. Commutative. I can't hear you, darling. Commutative. What was that? I missed it. Commutative. That's right. It's the commutative property, right, Haley? The commutative property says that you can move the order. You guys see how I did that? The commutative property says you can move the order. So what I like to do is I think about it. I just need to remember this word and what it means. Well, I like to think that you can move the order. That's what I think about when I see the commutative property. Move the order. And by the time we're done, we're going to be dancing. And so the first dance move is like this. It's commutative. Commutative. Because all you're doing is switching the order. Commutative. See it?
Can't see me.
Commutative property. That works for addition and multiplication. Does it work for subtraction and division? Nope. We just proved that. All right, let's do the next one. Oops. Look at this next one. Say that with me. It's the associative property. Associative. 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 I can't hear you. Associative. Thank you very much. Tell me your name again. Alicia. Associative. What was it? Associative. Isn't that right? Right, man? Here. Can't hear. Associative. That's actually your ear. Associative. Say it with me, guys. It's the associative property. Associative property. Notice this time, guys. Did the order change?
Yes.
Careful.
I say it.
The order didn't change, but what do we call those grouping things? The parentheses changed, right? So what I would say is we have commutative, associative, associative. Like this is my parentheses, right? And they went from over here to over there. So the parentheses changed this time. Now, How can we remember that? How can we remember what that word associative means in math?
Hey,
Hmm.
my camping.
Maybe like an A is like camping, and like you go like your group inside of the tent. Maybe.
Boosters.
This is what my last class came up with, and if it helps you remember, great. You guys see the first 3 letters?
Oh.
Okay? Now, if you know what that means, then you can think about it kind of looks like that, right? 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 Kind of? So like when you see the first 3 letters, kind of looks like that, which are parentheses, okay? So if that helps you remember, because that's what that looks like, okay? If you don't know what that word means, ask somebody in your group.
What does that mean?
Okay?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Alright, it's that. Right? You see how it is?
How do you
It looks
call
like
that?
that.
How do you call that?
Okay? So, when you think about, you got commutative, associative, associative. 2 down, right? Next one should be pretty easy. Hopefully you've all heard of the next one. What do we say? That's the distributive. Say that with me. It's distributive. Raise your hand if you've seen the distributive property before. Oh, I know you've seen it. Distributive. You got something outside and it's multiplying the parentheses. You can distribute the number outside times the numbers inside.
Wait, what?
Whatever number is outside, you can distribute into the numbers that are inside. So think about distributing, like if I'm distributing papers, right? I distribute papers. It's like passing out, right? So, we have commutative, associative, distributive.
Hey.
Right? So that's how we distribute. You kind of pass it out. That's the distributive property. All right, we're going to keep on going. By the way, hopefully you've seen this one before, so I just like to draw a smiley face because we use it all the time. We use it all the time. If you learn one property out of all of these, the most important property is the distributive property. We use it all the time. Okay. Next one. If I said, oh yeah. Question for you. What's 5 times 1?
5.
What's 5 times 1?
5.
5. What's 10 times 1?
10.
What's 100 times 1?
100.
What's 49 times 1? What's Booyashaka times 1? Booyashaka. Anything times 1 is anything. It stays the same, right? So if you multiply a number by 1, it doesn't change. It's kind of like you can't change your identity. So say that one with me. It's the identity. 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 And again, you can't change your identity. It's like you look in the mirror, right? Un espejo, right? You look in your mirror. What you have in your face is the same as what's in the mirror. It doesn't change. So what I say, you can't change your identity. So, there you go. So if I look over here, the way I remember that is you can't change your identity. No puede cambiar. If it starts out as blah, 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 it stays the same, blah, 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 blah. So, that's the next answer, right? We said commutative, associative, distributive, identity. Just like that. You guys are going to be doing the dance before that. You might as well learn the moves now. I can't wait to see Marilyn dance, because I heard you're a really good dancer, Marilyn. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. All right. So, 2 more. Inverse. Say that one with me. It's the inverse property. The inverse. Anybody know what inverse means?
Backwards.
That was backwards, right? A, and then I go to negative A. A and negative A are like opposites, right? Or if I take...
Like the little devil from you.
There you go.
Angel.
Yeah, the angels and devils are opposites, right? So you got the good one, you got the bad one. Or if you're multiplying, you have the number, and then you flip it upside down. So here, like, A is like over 1. There's an invisible 1 underneath here, and I flip it upside down. When I multiply them, they cancel out. So when I see inverse,
Opposite.
I like to think of opposites. The word inverse means opposite. So, inverse, opposite, okay, a new dance move. Here I am, inverse,
Opposite.
inverse,
Inverse.
inverse. So, let's back it up. What was commutative again? Commutative, right? Associative was associative. Those are the parentheses changing, right? What is distributive? Distributive. You gotta dish it out. It's like you're distributing, right? Identity. Identity, right? You can't change your identity. This is your mirror. You can't change your identity. And then we got inverse. Okay, one more. Last one's easy, right? Anytime you multiply anything by 0, you get 0.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the multiplication by 0. There's nothing fancy about that. So I just write a 0 here. Anytime you multiply anything by 0, you get 0. So that's just right here.
Like Ali.
All right, it's like battle. All right, you guys ready?
No.
Everybody stand up.
No.
Everybody get up. Get up. Don't worry, I'm gonna throw this.
What is this?
Get on up. Hey, let's go. Come on, no tengo tiempo para esto. Hey, let's go. Lisa, come on.
Mama can see me.
Let's go.
Like what?
Yes, Alicia. You too. Yes, Alicia. Promise it'll help you remember. I promise. Marilyn. Come on.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Alicia. Yes, you'll be just fine. Don't worry. It'll help you. I promise. Now. You're almost there. Come on, let's do it together. All right. Here we go. So, let's do it. So, what was commutative again? It is commutative, right? And you gotta say it too. If you don't say it, you won't remember it, right? So it's commutative. Come on, Lisa. So it's commutative. What was associative? Associative. It's the parentheses, right? Because you're changing your print. Associative. What was distributive? Yeah, distributive. You don't have to type your foot. I just do it because it's cool. So you just distributive, right? You distribute, right? Come on, it's distribute. Distribute, right, Claudia? Distribute, right, Claudia? Yes, distribute. I promise it'll help you remember. Remember I said if you play my game, you're going to do just fine. What about identity? Yeah, you can't change yourself. This is your mirror, right? It's espejo, so identity. And then inverse? Yeah, it's the opposite. All right? I don't see you guys. Come on, you gotta jump with it now.
That's like.
Come on, you're not too cool. Not too cool. We're cool. Come on now, jump with me. Here we go. He's gonna jump.
Come on.
I'll slide.
By the link.
Yeah, now you jump.
Hey.
There it is. That's what I'm talking about. And then multiply by 0. Okay? So, all together now, you ready? 5, 6, 7. It's commute. Commute. Associative. 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 It should be right to the strip. Strip. Identity. Come on, you can do inverse. Ready? Inverse. Inverse. And what was it? In 0. Come on now, we're not gonna do this till all the guys do it. I need you guys to step up. Tell me what is your name? 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 Ernesto. We gotta get Ernesto good, getting going here, man. Ernesto's too cool for cool. Come on, Ernesto. We gotta do it again. Here we go. We're gonna keep doing it until we get Ernesto in it. Here's 5, 6, 7. It's commute. Come on, Ernesto. Commute. Here it is. District. Identity. Hey. Come on, Ernesto. Right? Trust me, guys. Trust me. I know it seems really silly, but if you can remember the dance, you'll remember the vocabulary. I promise. Go ahead and grab a seat. All right. Oh my goodness gracious. All right. Looks like I should stop the. I should stop the video there. That's all right. Okay. Let's real quick. We got about 5 minutes. Let's see if we can fix the back of this thing. So let's go on to the notes. On the back, what's the new P word we said? What are we learning about today? Before parentheses, not PEMDAS. What are we learning today? What's at the title? We said it's like, properties. Yeah, these are all properties. Whoops. P-R-O. Whoops. That's not how you spell it. Properties, that's the commutative, associative, identity, distributive. Those are like the rules, the properties. Oh, I just gave it away. Properties are like, what's the R word? Rules, like reglas, rules. What are you from? Write it down so you don't forget. Ask me at the end of class, I'll tell you all about it. All right? Rules. Those are like the rules that tell you how you can do certain things in math. All right. So, look at this first example. What property do you think they're showing us there? Look at the back of your sheet.
Or associate.
Associate.
Yeah. What changed from the left side to the right side? What changed? The parentheses changed, remember? We changed the parentheses. So that's the associative property. It helps you remember, that's fine. The associative property. And why is it the associative property? Because we switched the parentheses. So you could say changed the parentheses. Or you could say groups. That's probably better. Change the groups. And I'm just going to draw parentheses there. The associative property says you can change the groups. Okay? Now, we don't have time to finish all of this in class. So, your homework is going to be to finish these examples. Now, some of these you might have a little trouble with. It's okay. I just want you to try them out. Alright, just try your best. Now, before you put those papers away, don't just stuff them in your book bag. If you brought your binder, you can go ahead and clip it in. If you don't have your binder today, it's alright. I'm going to let you borrow one of mine. Copy. Stop the video. Oh my.